Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to another edition of Crimes of the Week International. Before we get to today's video, we're excited to announce that our official Patreon page is now live. Patrons will receive exclusive extended editions of each one of our Crimes of the Week and Crimes of the Week International videos. So if you want even more crime news coverage, head over to patreon.com/crimezone.
On Tuesday, officials in Germany announced that they had made more than 750 arrests nationwide after gaining access to extensive encrypted data chat from cell phones. According to reports, the investigation leading to the arrests began in April of 2020 when German authorities were given data collected from users of an encrypted communication service known as EncroChat. EncroChat was used by many criminals, particularly those involved in organized crime, as a way to securely send messages to one another. However, it was infiltrated by police in a Europe-wide investigation early last year, allowing investigators in several different nations to decrypt and read the communications of users. The data obtained by German officials was thanks to a joint operation conducted by French and Dutch investigators. In addition to the arrests, German authorities say that they have seized roughly 3.5 tons of marijuana, 700 pounds of synthetic drugs, more than 125,000 ecstasy pills, nearly 900 pounds of cocaine, and 22 pounds of heroin. They also confiscated 310 weapons, over 12,000 rounds of ammunition, and assets worth more than $220 million.
Authorities in Norway say that 8 people have been charged this week after police broke up a criminal operation engaged in the theft and sale of luxury furniture. According to reports, the suspects are Norwegian men in their 30s, most of whom live in Oslo, who have been stealing expensive chairs, lamps, and other valuable home furnishing items for some time now. A police investigation alleges that the men were fairly brazen about their thefts, often walking straight into shops, offices, and even restaurants during business hours and simply grabbing the items they wanted before taking off. Sometimes this was even done in full view of employees, who either seemingly did not know what to do or assumed the men were supposed to be there. The men apparently used some of the items to furnish their own homes, but also made money selling the stolen property at auctions and on websites. As part of the investigation, police seized numerous stolen items, many of which were designer chairs. The prices of the chairs ranged widely, with the more common ones retailing for around $700 to $1,500. But police also found some, like the classic egg chair designed by Arne Jacobsen, that can sell for over $10,000 apiece.
A family in the Melbourne suburb of Cranbourne West say they're shaken and confused this week after they were the victims of an early morning drive-by shooting at their home. The terrifying incident unfolded at approximately 12:50 a.m. on Thursday morning when a silver Mercedes sedan arrived in the family's neighborhood. After driving past their property several times, the vehicle suddenly stopped and the occupants fired indiscriminately at the family's home before speeding off. Numerous bullet holes were left in their doors and windows. The mother of the family, who said she did not want to be identified, said that she did not understand why they had been targeted, saying that she does not have any enemies. Her 3 young children were inside sleeping at the time the shooting took place. Investigators believe it's possible the incident is a case of mistaken identity. Authorities managed to follow the sedan after it sped off, arresting the 4 male occupants a short time after they were involved in an accident with a truck and another vehicle on the Monash Freeway near the Springvale Road exit. The men were carrying 2 guns at the time of their arrest. Police say that the Mercedes sedan was stolen in an aggravated carjacking in Maidstone at approximately 9 p.m. the previous evening. The city is more than 60 kilometers away from where the shooting took place. Thankfully, it appears that no one was injured as a result of any of the crimes.
A veteran Dutch crime reporter is fighting for his life this week after he was shot in what appeared to be an organized hit job. According to reports, 64-year-old Peter R. de Vries was attacked at approximately 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, just minutes after he left an interview at a TV station in central Amsterdam. 5 shots were reportedly fired at the journalist at close range, and he was struck in the head. The crime shocked the country, not only because of the brazenness with which it was carried out, but also because DeVries is one of the nation's most well-known journalists. For years, his investigative work has exposed mobsters and drug lords, and has reportedly helped authorities solve a number of high-profile cases. So far, 3 arrests have been made in connection with the case, but police say that one of the men, an 18-year-old, has been released and is no longer a suspect. The other 2, a 35-year-old Polish national and a 21-year-old man living in Rotterdam, were taken into custody after being stopped on the A4 motorway. While there are numerous people who have made threats against DeVries over the course of his career, particular attention in this case is being paid to the notorious drug lord Ridouan Taghi. Taghi is the alleged ringleader of the Dutch-Moroccan organized crime group known as the Marengo Organization, and is currently on trial for drug trafficking and murder. At the time he was attacked, DeVries had been acting as an advisor to a man named Nabil B., a former member of the Marengo Organization who agreed to testify against Taghi in exchange for a lighter sentence. This would not be the first time that people close to Nabil have been targeted, as both his brother and his lawyer were killed in suspected hits after he agreed to help authorities. Taghi has denied any involvement in those 2 killings, but there is obvious speculation that he is behind all 3 attacks. At the time of this recording, DeVries remains in critical condition. Hopefully, he will manage to pull through.
Authorities in Japan's Ibaraki Prefecture say that a 53-year-old woman has been arrested this week after she allegedly attempted to extinguish the Olympic flame with a water gun during a portion of the torch relay. According to reports, Kyoko Takayashi sprayed the flame and torchbearer at approximately 7:30 p.m. on Sunday as the Olympic relay began its Ibaraki route leg through Sinba Park. As she did so, she could be heard yelling, "No Olympics," and "Stop the Games." Though it has not yet been confirmed whether the substance in the pistol was merely water or some other liquid, it appears that neither the torch nor the runner were harmed. A member of the security team quickly stepped in to shield them from the spray, while another detained Takayashi until police could arrive and place her under arrest. The runner completed his route as planned.
This week, authorities in Delhi, India, announced that they had uncovered an elaborate plot orchestrated by a man from the neighborhood of Majnu Katila, who allegedly tried to frame his neighbor for attempted murder. According to police, the incident began after Amar Pal was released from jail on May 29th of this year on a 60-day interim bail while awaiting trial for the 2019 murder of his neighbor's mother. Following his release, Amar reportedly tried to put pressure on the neighbor, identified only by the name Ambir, as he and his family are the primary witnesses in the murder case against him. When that failed, police say that Amar decided to take things to the next level. With the help of his cousin and brother, Amar allegedly constructed a plan loosely based off the Indian crime thriller movie Drishyam, in which a family manages to avoid incarceration for an accidental murder by outsmarting police. Amar and his accomplices decided they would make it appear as though Ambir had tried to kill him during his temporary release. Amar first laid the foundation for the story by telling people around him that he was being threatened by Ambir and that he and his family were seeking revenge. Then, on June 29th, he traveled to an area of North Delhi where he frequently hung out and where people knew him, so there would be plenty of witnesses to his staged attack. After telling people he was being followed, Amar called his brother and cousin, who concealed their identities before showing up, shooting Amar non-fatally, and fleeing. When police arrived, they were told by witnesses that Ambir and his family were behind the attack. However, when police interviewed Amar's family members, they noticed discrepancies in their stories. After questioning the cousin who was involved in the staged attack, he eventually confessed and told them the details of the conspiracy. The gun used in the staged attack was also recovered by police. At the time of this recording, authorities say that Amar is still recovering from the bullet wound he sustained during his plot, and that they are continuing to question others involved in the incident.
Authorities in the English county of Devon say that an arrest has been made this week in the death of a retiree that is now suspected to be a murder. The incident first began on June 11th, when 67-year-old Mi Chong, known to her friends as Debbie, was reported missing from her home in Wembley in northwest London. The case took a grim turn when the torso of a woman was found in the woods in the town of Salcombe on June 27th, more than 200 miles away. Within days of that discovery, it was determined that these were Debbie's remains. The death was initially treated as unexplained, but police soon announced that the case was being investigated as a murder. However, authorities say that an official cause of death still has not yet been determined. This week, Scotland Yard confirmed that a 36-year-old woman had been arrested at a residential address in Kilburn on suspicion of murder. At the time of this recording, few additional details have been released, but it was reported that the woman remains in custody. Police say that they are still trying to establish the circumstances surrounding the suspected murder and are urging anyone with information concerning Debbie's whereabouts between June 10th and the 27th to come forward with those details.
The country of Haiti is reeling this week after its president, Jovenel Moïse, was assassinated by armed men who attacked his private residence under the cover of darkness. According to reports, the unidentified gunmen stormed the property in the nation's capital at approximately 1 a.m. on Wednesday, dressed in black and carrying high-powered weapons. After breaking into the president's home, his office and bedroom were ransacked, and he was shot and killed. It is said that Moïse was struck by at least 12 bullets during the attack. His wife, Martine, was injured during the incident and was flown to Florida, where she is said to be in critical but stable condition. The couple's 3 children appear to be safe and are now in an undisclosed location. In the aftermath of the president's death, Haiti's interim prime minister, Claude Joseph, declared a state of emergency, but called for calm from residents. At the time of this recording, ongoing battles are said to be taking place between Haitian authorities and men suspected to be involved in the assassination. At least 4 suspects have already been killed by police, and an undetermined number of others have been detained. Authorities say that a manhunt for remaining suspects is still underway. Currently, there is widespread speculation about the identities and motives of the culprits. Police have said that several of the suspects appear to be foreigners who speak either English or Spanish, but say that they have also detained Haitians as well. A clip circulated online captured just after the attack has generated significant intrigue, as it appears someone can be heard yelling, quote, "DEA operation." The U.S. has categorically denied any involvement in the incident, leading to suggestions that the perpetrators may have pretended to be drug enforcement agents in order to more easily gain entry to the president's residence. Even before the attack, the political situation in Haiti was far from stable. Moïse had led the country since 2017, but delayed parliamentary elections in October of 2019 meant that he had been ruling by decree for over a year. The situation had already sparked widespread protests, and many were calling for his resignation. However, this week's attack has undoubtedly heaped even more uncertainty onto an already contentious situation. That brings us to the end of this edition of Crimes of the Week International. If you're a fan of the new series, don't forget to tell us in the comment section below. While you're there, make sure to subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Thank you for watching.